Hi, I'm Vicky. Welcome back to my channel. Today you're joining me to make these really pretty, quite beautiful mandala style earrings. As you can see, these are quite a striking pair of earrings, probably due to the double sized, well, the crystals that are two different sizes. So I've got a 3mm and a 4mm crystal bicone on these earrings, and I think the fact that they're different heights as well, it really adds to the depth of the earring. So this is what we're making. Let's take a little look at what we need. So on my mat today, I have a size 11 Delica, a size 15 seed bead, a half Tila, a 3mm bicone, a 4mm bicone, an 8mm chaton, and an ear wire. I'm using a bit of a different colour palette to what I've used here because I think that's quite striking and quite it's quite evening time. You could really wear them out in the evening. I mean, I have worn them in the day, but you can wear them out in the evening, and they do look really beautiful. And I'm trying to go for a bit of a contrast, so maybe more of a day colour here with this lovely blue pattern, blue colourway, should I say. But I'm sure you could still wear these in the evening as well. That's because I don't actually know what they're going to look like until they're done. So yes, that's our materials. I have a size 12 needle and a £6 Fireline. I will put all the description amounts, everything in the description box down below, so you can check them out because these are just rough estimates, and everything there will be exactly what you need. So yes, that's everything. Should we get started? Okay, so today I'm going to start by picking up 22 size 11 Delica beads. So the size 11 Delicas, I'm picking up 22. And what we're going to do to start is we're going to bezel this little 8mm chaton in peyote stitch. So I've got 22 on my thread. I'm using a wingspan of thread, so arm to arm. That's what I'm using. That's my go-to. So, but you use what you're comfortable with. If you just want to use a smaller piece of thread, that's also fine. But I'm using a wingspan. I'm now going to tie a double overhand knot. So simply just going like that. Pull it down. Another one again. And pull it down. So I've got my two little knots, and then I'm just going to pull that tight like so to make this little ring. Now you don't have to knot if you don't want to. If you're not a knotter, that's perfectly fine. Just go through all your beads again. I just knot because that's what I do. I have done since I started beading, and I still do it now. So that's me. So yes, so I've got my little ring of 22 size 11 Delicas. I'm just going to take my needle through a couple of the Delicas just to take it away from the knot. And now we're going to work in peyote. So I'm going to pick up one size 11 Delica. I'm coming out of this one here. I'm going to miss this next one along, and I'm going to go through the one after. So you can see I've started in this one, I've missed the next one along, and I've gone through the one after. And I'm just going to pull that through. And as you can see now, this new Delica is sitting above the one we've missed. So that's the one we missed there, and we have this new Delica here. I'm going to repeat that. So I'm going to pick up one size 11 Delica. I'm going to miss this next one along, and I'm going to go through the one after, like so. And pull through. And again, that makes that new Delica sit on top of the one we missed. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. And I'm just about to add in my last Delica. So I'm coming out of this one, I'm going to miss this one, and I'm going to go back into the very first Delica we started from, like so. So when we've added our very first Delica, that will be the Delica we were coming out of to add that Delica in. So that's the very first Delica we started from. I'm just going to pull that tight, and that is how your ring should look now. So you should have this Delica sitting over every other bead in the round. And now you can see that we have 3 rows of peyote. We've got the first row here, the second row, which is like the middle row, and then this third row here, which is like an outside row. So if you think there's an inside, middle, and outside as well, that might help if you're new to doing peyote bezels. I'm now going to step into this Delica on the first row, or the inside row, like so, and pull my needle through. So I'm coming out of this one. I'm now going to change to size 15 seed beads. I'm going to pick up one size 15 seed bead. I'm coming out of this Delica on this first row, so this is the first row here. I'm going to go straight into that next Delica along that's on that first row. So it would have been the one we missed originally. It would be one of them beads, so it should have a bead sat on top of it. That's the one you're going into. And you can see now that that 15 is sitting between these two Delicas, and it has this middle Delica above it. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pick up 115, and I'm going to go straight into the next Delica along on that inside row, that first row, and pull tight. And again, that 15 is now sitting in between these two Delicas here. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. And I'm just about to add in my last size 15. So I'm going into the Delica I started the round from. So it's quite tight. It should be tight, your tension should be tight. But there we go, let's just get you in there. So as you can see, I'm going into that very first Delica that we started from when we added our very first 15. And I'm just going to pull that through. And pull tight. And that's how your work should look now. You should have this little new row of Delicas. Don't worry if it's not sitting completely round yet. It will do, don't worry. Now we're going to, oh, new size, I think I said Delicas then. I meant 15s. We have this new round of 15s, not Delicas, 15s. Now we're going to step into this first size 15 that we've just added. And I'm going to pick up 115. And I'm going to go straight into the next 15 along that we've just added on that previous round. And as you can see, this new 15 is now sitting between these two 15s here. I'm just going to repeat that again. Picking up 115 and going straight into the next 15 along on that previous round. And again, that's now sitting between these two 15s. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. And I'm just going to add in my last 15, which is going straight into that very first 15 that we started from. And that's how your bezel should look now. You should have these two rounds of 15s, and so 2 rows of 15s and 3 rows of Delicas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all together in the rows. We're now going to turn over our bezel, and we want to be coming out of this 3rd row of Delicas, so this outside row. So I'm just going to come up the side of this 15 and this Delica, and I'm going to just take my needle straight into the Delica above it. That's so straight up the side, into the Delica there, and then into the one on the 3rd row. So middle row to 3rd row. And pull tight. And as you can see, I'm now coming out of this Delica on this outside row. Now at this point, I do like to pop in my chaton. But you can wait until you've done the next round of 15s and then just loosen them off a little bit. But I do like to pop in my chaton now and give it a little pull. And now I'm just going to repeat the 2 rows of 15s that we did on the other side. I'm just going to do that again. So I'm going to pick up 115. I'm coming out of this Delica, and I'm just going to go straight into the next Delica along and pull through. And then I'm going to do that again. Picking up 115 and going straight into the next Delica along on this 3rd row, or the outside row, and just pull tight. And then I'm just going to complete that all the way around, adding in them 15s between the Delicas and keeping a tight tension, keep a nice firm tension. Don't let that tail thread get caught either. We can take that off in a minute. I'm just about to add in my last size 15, and I'm going straight into the Delica I started from, as before, when I added my first 15. And now I'm just going to give that a little pull tight, and as you can see, I have this, oh, let's keep hold of it, let's get hold of that tail out of the way. I have this round of 15s that now sit essentially on top of that chaton that we've added here, and I'm going to just step up into the first 15 I added. And now I'm going to add in my next row of 15s between 15s. So I'm going to pick up one 15, and coming out of this 15, I'm just going to go straight into the next 15 along, like so, and pull through and pull tight. And as you can see, this new 15 is sat between these two 15s. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around, adding 15s between 15s. And I'm just about to add in my last 15, and that's going to go into the 15 I started from when I added my first 15, like so. And oh, we're just going to hold that tail thread, we're just going to pull that through and pull tight. And that's how your bezel should look now. You should have 2 rows of 15s on the front, 2 rows of 15s on the back, and 3 rows of Delicas on the side. 1, 2, 3. We're now going to weave through our beads to come out of a Delica on the middle row. So I'm going to go through that one and then straight into, see if I can do it in one, oh no I can't, through that top one there and straight into that middle one here, like so. So that middle Delica on the second row, and pull tight. And this is where you're coming out of now. I'm just going to chop off my tail thread because it's just going to get in my way. So I'm just going to quickly chop that off, and because I've already knotted it and moved my thread through a few times, it should be fine for me just to chop. If you need to weave yours in and add any half inch knots, now's the time to do it. So I've chopped off my my tail thread. I'm coming out of a Delica on my second row or middle row, and I'm going to pick up 3 15s, like so, and I'm going to take my needle straight into the next. Sorry, I don't know that. I'm going to take my needle straight into the next Delica along on the middle row, on that second row, like so, and pull through. And that's going to give me a little picot. It just sits like that. You see these 3 little beads have now sat up, and they're sitting between these 2 Delicas on this second row, this middle row. And I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to pick up 3 15s, and I'm just going to go straight into the next Delica along on that middle row or second row, and pull through. As you can see, that's my second picot, and it's just pretty much sat next to the one I've just added before. And I'm just going to complete that all the way around. And I'm just about to add in my last 3 15s, and I'm coming out this Delica on this second row, and I'm just going to go straight into the one we started from when we added our first 3 15s, like so, and pull through. And we just have this really pretty little star-like component now, which is a little piece on its own, and you could use that as a little earring base. That would be really quite sweet. But now we're going to go through the first 2 15s of that first set of 3 15s we just added, like so. And now I'm going to pick up 1 half Tila, and I'm just going to go straight into the next middle 15 of the next set of 3 and pull through. And that Tila should sit, a half Tila even, should sit just between these 2 15s that are the middle ones of the sets of 3. And I'm just going to repeat that. I'm going to pick up a half Tila. Oh no, I'm not. Get on the needle. And I'm just going to go straight into the next middle 15 of the next set of 3. And pull through. Just wiggle it if it doesn't go straight into line. And as you see, that's how it looks now. We have these 2 Tilas in place. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. I'm just adding in my last Tila, and I'm going half Tila, and I'm going straight into that 15 that we started from, that middle 15 of that first set of 3, like so. And I'm just going to take my needle into the first half Tila in the same hole we've just used to pick them up, like so. And that's how your piece should look now. We're now going to pick up 2 15s, and we're just going to go straight into the next Tila along that we've just added in. So using the same hole we've just used when we've just picked them up. We're still using that same hole, we're not using the other hole yet. So 2 15s and straight into the next Tila, same hole, and that will sit like that. You can see you've got these 2 15s now sat between them Tilas. And I'm going to repeat that again, 2 15s and straight into the next Tila along, same hole, and pull through. And then I'm just going to continue doing that all the way around. And I'm just adding in my last 2 15s and going into the first Tila that I started from, like so, and pull through. And that's how your piece should look now. I'm actually just going to push that all to the back. So if it seems to be sitting up, I'm just going to push it back and pull it tight, so they sit a little bit more backwards rather than forwards, because that is the back of our piece. So okay, I'm now going to take my needle back into the middle 15 of that set of 3 there. So the middle 15 that we used to add our half Tilas to start with, that's where I'm going back into. Like so. And now I'm going to pick up 1 15, 1 3mm bicone and 1 15. I'm going to jump the Tila, and I'm going to go into the next middle 15 of that set of 3. So the one we used to put our Tilas on, we're just reusing them. They're middle 15s of the sets of 3 to add a 15, a bicone and a 15. So coming out of this one, I picked up my beads and I'm going into that next one and pull through. And this new 15 bicone 15 should now sit on top of that half Tila. And I'm just going to repeat that again, 15 3mm bicone 15, and just straight into the next middle 15 of that set of 3 from earlier, and pull through. Be aware that bicones can be sharp and they can cut your thread, so just be very gentle as you're pulling. And that's how it should look now. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around, adding 15s, bicone 15. And I'm just going to pick up my last 15, 3mm bicone 15, and I'm going to go back into, though it's quite hard to see, that middle 15 that I started from when I added my first 15 bicone 15. So I know it's quite difficult to see, but it's there. And I'm just going to pull through, make that Tila sit down nicely, give him a little wiggle into place, and that one. And now I'm just going to take my needle through the Tila, the used hole, the one we've used already. I'm just taking my needle straight into that, because that would have been attached to our the middle one of our 3 15s that we've just used. So straight into that Tila bead, the used hole already. And then I'm just going to take my needle up and through the unused hole of the Tila bead. like so. Okay, and I'm coming out of this unused hole of this Tila. You see I've got all these little bicones now sat on my Tilas. They're all in place. If you feel like any might need a little wiggle, maybe they're not sitting as nice as you'd like. That one there for me is not sitting how I want it to be, but there we go. He's now falling into place just because he's the first one. There we go. Yeah, just give them little wiggles if you feel like you need to make them look more neat. But I'm happy with all them right now. And now I'm coming out of the top hole of this Tila. I'm just going to flip over my work, just because I like to work anti-clockwise, and because I'm just going around in a circle, I can work on the back at the moment. So coming out of that top hole of that Tila, I'm going to pick up a 4mm bicone, and I'm just going to go straight into the next unused hole of the next Tila along. Half Tila. I'm sure you all know what I mean when I say Tila instead of half Tila. And as you can see, it looks like that. That bicone, the 4mm bicone, is sitting very nicely in between them two half Tilas now. And I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to pick up a 4mm bicone and just go straight into the next one, like so. So now it sits like that. We have 2 in place, and then we're going to repeat that all the way around. I'm just adding in my last 4mm bicone into that first half Tila that we started from, and I'm just going to pull that tight, and I'm just going to take my needle straight into that first 4mm bicone that I added in that round, and pull through. Now again, be very gentle here. Bicones can be sharp and they can cut your thread, so be aware when pulling through the bicones now. Just gently does it. Try and keep as firm a tension as possible, but gently. So okay, coming out of that first bicone, that first 4mm bicone, I've turned back over, as you can see. I'm going to work clockwise now. I'm going to pick up 3/15s, like so, and I'm going to go straight into my next 4mm bicone. And there we go, just gently pulling them through. You can see them 3/15s now sit between them 4mm bicones. And I'm going to repeat that again. 3/15s and straight into the next 4mm bicone. And pull through. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. I'm just about to add in my last 3/15s. I'm going into that first bicone I started from and straight through into the first 2/15s of the first set of 3/15s, like so. And then because I'm now coming out of a seed, I'm just going to give that a little pull tight. So make sure they're all sitting above our Tilas, and they're all pretty much on the front of our work. Now, coming out of the middle 15 of that first set of 3, I'm now going to pick up 6/15s, and I'm going to go into the next middle 15 of the next set of 3 along, and pull through, like so. So we have these 6/15s that's sitting over our bicone now, and I'm going to pick up 6/15s again, and again I'm going to go straight into the middle 15 of the next set of 3 along, like so. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around, so adding in sets of 6/15s. So I'm just adding in my last set of 6/15s, and I'm going into that middle 15 of the first set of 3 that I started from, the middle one, and then I'm going to go through the first 3/15s of this set of 6/15s, like so. So I'm coming out to that third 15 of these 6 15s now, and I'm going to pick up 1 15 like so, and I'm going to take my needle down the next 3 15s of that set of 6, the first set of 6 that we had to do the previous round, and pull through, and that's just going to give us a little bead that's just popping up, as you can see there. I'm now going to pick up 1 Delica and go through the next 3 15s of the next set of 6 like so, and pull through, and that Delica is sitting between our sets of 6, so that set of 6 with our new 15 and this set of 6 here, and it'll be sitting above that middle 15 that we used to add our sets of 6. I'm going to pick up 1 15 and come down the next 3 15s of that next set of 6 like so, and again I'm going to pick up 1 size 11 Delica and go up the next 3 15s of the next set of 6 like so, and I'm just going to continue all the way around, alternating the beads I'm picking up and adding them into our beadwork. Just going to give that a little maneuver as well, just to straighten it all out. Lovely. There we go. That's better. It's all sitting a bit too far forward for my liking. So there we are. Okay, so add your 15s and your Delicas all the way around. And I'm just about to add in my last Delica, and I'm going through the first 3 15s and into the new 15. This might be quite tight, so let me just get there and then I'll show you where I've gone. So I've just come down them 3 15s after adding my single 15, and I've gone up the first 3 15s of the ones we started from and into that first new 15 that we added, that first single 15 that we've just added. And then I'm just going to pull that. Let me just get it. I've got caught in my thread. Bear with me. Let me just take that one back out. It's just got caught in the thread. That happens. So I'm just going to rethread my needle. Bear with me 2 seconds. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to take that back up there so I can show you where I am again. There we go. So as I was saying, I've just added in my last Delica, and I'm now coming out of this single 15 that we added first. Okay, so coming out of this new 15 that we've just added, I'm going to pick up 2 size 11 Delicas and go into that very first Delica we added in that previous round, like so, and pull through. And then I'm going to pick up 2 Delicas and go into that 15, the next new 15 along that we added in that previous round. The one that sat in is now the middle one between the set of 6, like so. And that's how your Delicas should look now. And we're just going to repeat that all the way around, adding 2 Delicas into a Delica and then 2 Delicas into a 15. So repeat that all the way around. And as you can see, they look like little V-shapes, sort of, almost like little, they make me think of like little birds. You know, when you draw a little bird and you do a little, like that shape, that's what they look like now. So repeat that all the way around. And I'm just adding in my last 2 Delicas, and I'm going into the 15 that I started from, like so. And then I'm going to go through the first 2 Delicas I added, like so. I'm now going to pick up 1 15 and go through the next 2 Delicas from that previous round. So I'm jumping that Delica now. That Delica we've just used to add our Delicas, I'm jumping that and placing in a 15 between these 4 Delicas, these 2 sets of 2, like so. And then I'm going to pick up 3 15s and I'm going to go through the next 2 Delicas, like so. So you now have this little picot that's sitting in between our technically our sets of 5 Delicas, so 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got these 15s, these 3 15s that sit between the 5s, and a single 15 that sits between the 2 sets of 2. I'm going to pick up a single 15 and go through the next set of 2. Like so. And then I'm going to pick up 3 15s and go through the next set of 2. Like so. And then I'm just going to continue that all the way around, alternating my 15s between the single and the 3s. And I'm just adding in my last set of 3 15s. And your work should now look like this lovely mandala shape. If you're wondering if you've put the 15s, 3 15s and the single 15s in the right place, your 3 15 should sit over a 15 and your single 15 should sit over a Delica, and that's how you can tell that they're in the right places. So as long as you've got 3 15s over the 15 that you've jumped and the single 15 over the Delica that you've jumped, everything is in the right place. So we're now going to weave through that 15, the first 2 Delicas, and through the first 2 15s of the set of 3 that we just added, like so. So you're now coming out this middle 15 of this set of 3 15s here. We're now going to pick up 3 15s, like so, and if we remember back to adding the 3 15s between this 4mm bicone, these 4mm bicones here, we added these 3 15s in here, and before we added our sets of 6, we're now going to come through the 3 15s. So I'm going into the first one there, as you can see, and these are the 15s that sat between the 4mm bicones. I'm going into the first one of that one and pull through. I'm going to go through the middle one and through the next one, so I'm going through the full 3 15s that sat between the 2 bicones, like so, and I'm going to pick up 3 15s and I'm going to go into the middle 15 of that set of 3 on the outside of our mandala, like so. So you can see that there. And I'm just going to pull that tight. And then I'm going to repeat that again. I'm going to pick up 3 15s. And I'm going to go through this set of 3 here between these 2 bicones. So into the first one. It's easier to do them singly. And then through the next 2. Like so. And then I'm going to pick up 3 15s and go into the middle one of this next set of 3 on this outside, this set of 3 we added in the previous round. And I'm going to pull tight and pull. And now, as you can see, hopefully you can see this, because obviously it's 15s on like the same colours almost, so, but you can see that these 15s do a bit of an inverted V. So you can see that there, and obviously there'll be another one there, and there'll be another one here, and we're just going to have these V shapes, inverted V shapes, above these 4mm bicones essentially. So now I'm going to repeat that all the way around, adding in our sets of 3 15s between the middle 15 of that one and the 3 15s down here. So complete that all the way around. And I'm now picking up my last 3 15s. And these are going to go back into the first middle 15 of that outside set of 3 that we started from. So we've already got our set of 3 on this side going into them 3 above the Tila and in between the 2 4mm bicones. So this is our last set of 3. And there we go. So you'll see that that last round that we've just added has really stabilized the piece. It now feels so much more sturdy than it did until we added that round. So that's how your earring should look now. We're now going to weave forward to get to this first little single 15. So just weave through your beads on the outside row until you come to the 15. So you know when we added the single 15, then the 3 15s and the single 15. So the one that sat above the Delica, we now want to be coming out of that one. Okay, so I'm just going to pick this up, just a quick little peep at how I made that one. I'm just going to do it a little bit different to how I made the original. I am just going to pick up 2 size 11 Delicas, my ear wire, and 2 size 11 Delicas. On the original, I think I've used 3 15s, the ear wire and 3 15s, but I'm just doing a little bit different. I just want it to be with the Delicas this time. So 2 Delicas, the ear wire, 2 Delicas, and I'm coming out to that 15, as you can see. And I'm just going to go straight back into that 15, like so. And now you can see that my ear wire is sitting between my 2 Delicas, or 2 sets of 2 Delicas, and that's where you want it. You don't want it to be hanging on the thread. I'm going to go forward into my first Delica, like so, and I'm going to pick up 1 15, and I'm going to go through the next Delica, the ear wire and the Delica, and pull, and then I'm going to pick up 1 15 and go through the next Delica and back into the 15 we started from when we added our little beginning of the loop, like so. And we're going to pull tight, and again I'm going to sit my ear wire in between that little loop, and then I'm going to go through them all again a couple of times to really reinforce it, because you don't want that basically sitting like that. You want it to be in the middle of them 2 Delicas, sitting nice and tight, like so. So I'm going to go through them and reinforce that little loop, and then I'm going to weave off my threads, as that is my earring finished. And it's a really pretty colourway. I'm really loving them colours. The blues are really nice. It's quite a contrast to the darker reds and silvers and blacks. They're probably more of a daytime colour, whereas they're more of a nighttime colour, but then that is completely personal preference, and I do wear these of a day, as I said, as well as a night. So yes, that is our earring finished. Like I said, I'm going to reinforce and then I'll weave off them threads before making my second one. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I'd be very grateful if you'd subscribe to my channel, maybe drop this video a like. Also, if you like a pattern to go with your videos, you like to follow a pattern and maybe just pop in and out of the video, the pattern for this earring is on my Etsy shop, and it's called Rhumba, and it is available now. So if you do want the pattern, I'll leave the link for my Etsy shop in the description, so you can pop over there and have a little look at it. Again, thank you for joining me today. Take care, have a wonderful day. Bye bye now.